Good everyone. Welcome again to another Sports Frenzy podcast. I'm your host, Kems. With me tonight we have Devin and we have Dwayne. How are we doing, gentlemen?
Good,
We're
good.
good.
All right, so we're going to start off with our Thursday night game. And Devin said that he is a Green Bay fan, and I don't know how. Never do up him homework, but I don't know how he went ahead and chose the Arizona Cardinals to beat the Packers. So since you did that, Devin, what was going through your mind when you chose the Cardinals over the Packers?
Yeah, it because they had all the wide receivers out, so that's why I kind of like went with them. And then even though it's Aaron Rodgers, they're on the road. It's like they didn't have enough weapons. That's what I feel. Even with the fact that they said that Watt was out for Arizona,
Mm-hmm.
I just still went with Arizona being at home and Green Bay not having the usual weapons. Even though it's Aaron Rodgers, and honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Arizona should have won that game. They should have won that game.
I disagree. I
They should have won
disagree.
that game. That right, at least even tight. It was just like a
No,
stupid mistake.
remember I know.
That
Remember I
drive
know.
was going well. It wasn't a good coverage. It wasn't a good coverage by the guy to get that interception. Yeah, it wasn't a good
No,
coverage.
of course not.
Looking. Just a simple. That's a mistake, and that happened.
All right. Are you aware that the Packers they were 6-0 without Devontae Adams and now 7-0 without Devontae. So when there's no Devontae, they still go ahead and they win the game. Dwayne, what do you think about the game? And I
You
remember
know
when
that.
I picked when I
Yeah.
picked
Yes, I remember.
when
I
I
was
picked the
saying,
Packers, you tell
you
me
said
say,
that was a brave bet. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
say it was a bad bet. I said it was a brave bet.
yeah,
I knew of that stats, but there
Yeah.
was also another stat that the Packers were 0-10 against a certain spread. So that is
oh, I
why
didn't.
I
I was
didn't. That is why I didn't go. That is why I was torn. I wanted to pick the Packers, but because you the Packers had their three best wide receivers out, I'm like, it was
all
if it
right.
was any other team, the Cardinals were unbeaten and they were playing well, so I decided that let me go ahead with the Cardinals. But
All right.
it was
All
a
right. So
good game.
it was a very good game. I believe that in the red zone, I believe Green Bay could have done better. You know, I don't like when they go into the shotgun at the 1 yard line. Uh Shamika, I'm sorry to make you lose money, but this week we're going to come back at it again. Every once in a while, we have a bad week and so, but we're back this week. We're back this week for sure. Uh so we're going to start with a division game. We're going to start with a division game. The Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Cleveland Browns, right? And it must be noted that the Cleveland Browns, they got back Baker Mayfield and they got back Nick Chubb. So Kareem Hunt is still out, and the spread is -4 for the Cleveland Browns. So Devin,
Mhm.
who do you see winning this game and why?
Well, big divisional game. Browns at home. Yes, and Baker is back. Chubb is back. I'm going with Browns. I'm going with Browns. I think it will be. I don't think it's going to be a high scoring game. I just think it'll be a low scoring game, like a 24-20. And even though we say we're not a Baker Mayfield fan, I think Browns has the better team overall. They're good at running the ball, and they have good wide receivers too, so they can make Baker can make the big play, right? And with Steelers too, it's a passionate thing for me with Steelers. I don't like them. I just don't like them from they cost me that big money a couple weeks. And then in terms of how they're playing, to Big Ben just can't seem to throw the ball for that big play already. You know what I mean? You know that big 30 yards. I don't know
Uh
if
huh.
arm strength. I don't know if what's going on. He can't. It's like he can't throw the ball for any big plays anymore. So I'm going with Baker and Browns at home to win.
All right, and here we have Michelle saying that Make sure the picks are on point tonight, Kims. Trust me, Michelle. These picks are going to be so on point. You can bet your house. You can bet your house on these picks. All right.
Yeah,
These
what
picks,
what
like
Michelle, man?
I've done my
Michelle,
research,
yeah.
and trust me. Just wait until we give those five. All right. So
Um,
Dwayne, before I let you go, right?
Yeah.
Baker definitely has something to prove because Case Keenum stepped in, didn't make any mistakes. Throw the ball when he needed to, run the ball when he needed to, play that very clean game. So Baker now is under a lot of trouble because hey, he's looking for a contract, but he's not playing up to contract standard. So do you see a way where Baker can win this game, or do you think that Pittsburgh will go ahead and take it?
Well, Baker can win, but I'm going with the Steelers because to me, I think Baker rushed back himself because he didn't want Keenum to take back his game. Because I don't think Baker is 100%. And trust me, the Steelers has a nasty pass rush. They haven't been at their best this year, and the Steelers has developed a running game. Cleveland is a good defense, but I don't think they are one of the best defense against the run. And this game is gonna come down to who make the least mistake. The last time these two teams play, the Browns won't win. And I don't think the Browns is gonna beat the Steelers twice. So I'm gonna go with the Steelers. Let me say 23-20.
23-20. And that playoff game that the Browns won against the Steelers, I think it still leave a bad taste in Big Ben's mouth, Chase Claypool's mouth, TJ Watt's mouth.
Yeah.
So I believe Pittsburgh actually will come out with a sense of urgency. And I think they'll get a couple sacks early on Baker, and then that will basically set the tone for the night. Our next game I want to go to is another divisional game. The Tennessee Titans, who just steamrolled the Kansas City Chiefs, just run them out of town, versus the Colts, who, dispatch a little joke side. Dispatch a little joke side. We have the Colts actually are favored in this game by 2.5. Devin,
hmm.
do you see, Carson Wentz? We have seen an improvement in Carson Wentz since he went back under Frank Reich. He's playing good football. He's not turning over the ball. I think he has one interception, and he has probably around 11 touchdowns or something like that.
I think
And
it's
he's throwing the ball
13
huh?
touchdown. 13
13?
touch.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
And he's throwing the ball extremely well, making, the right reads, the proper decisions. So do you see the Colts winning this game?
Nah, nah. I know Dwayne is gonna say otherwise, but especially with the spread, later on when they're coming up to the top five picks, this is one of my favorite picks. I think Titans gonna win this game outright, so it will be a plus to take them with the spread. But like I these two quarterbacks, I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of Tannehill, and I'm not a fan of Carson Wentz. But then they're not playing bad, and Colts Colts for the last couple of matchups, Colts has played them well, and Colts I think Colts have the last four matchups, Colts have been beating this team. But Titans on a high, they beat two big time team. They beat the Bills, they beat the Chiefs, and Derrick Henry is there. It's gonna be difficult to stop him. So and they have the run game, and then also to yo, I'm going with Titans on the high. Others may think that guess what? They beat two big teams, and this may be the game where they cool down. Until they cool off, I'm staying with the hot team. So I think Titans gonna be the winner.
All right. All right. Well, do you have a scoreline?
Yeah, 30-27. 30-27 for the
30-27.
Titans.
All right. So, Dwayne, before you go, right, Dwayne,
Yeah.
we must point out that this is like a season ending game for the Colts, right? Because the Titans already, have a victory over them, I believe. And, I believe there's only one team going to come out of this division. So I believe the Colts really and truly, have to play desperate, have to win this game. And, I like when teams are desperate, because I have the Colts to win this game as well. The Tennessee Titans defense are giving up 6 yards a play, right? So don't let that performance against the Chiefs fool you. The Chiefs are just not playing great football right now. So doing who you have winning this game?
I have the Colts. To me, the Colts is, even though the Titans win two good game, I like how the Colts are rounded into form, right? If you check all the games that the Colts have played this season,
Mm-hmm.
they have been in. I think they have been in all of the games.
Yep.
They have played some very early on in the season. They were losing some very close games to good teams. So and they're playing at home, and they have finally started to run the football well. The Tennessee Titan is not very good against the run, and to me the Colts is a better defense. So and they lead the leagues with takeaways, right?
Mm.
So they take away the ball and they don't turn it over. And to me, this game is gonna come down to turnover. And another big thing, Julio Jones is out for the Titans. So one of
Who?
their two, Julio Jones won't
Oh,
play this
Julio
game.
Jones. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
won't play
Yeah.
this
His
game.
hamstring. His hamstring is still not holding up.
Right. So all they gotta do is cover AJ Brown and load the box. And I think that will
Well,
be the game plan to stop Derrick Henry. You
well,
gotta
I
load the.
think I think that's easier said than done, because as I tell you before, how I define greatness is that everyone knows what you're doing, but they can't stop it, right? So
Yes.
everybody know that Derrick Henry going run the ball. I've seen they stack the line with seven, and I still run over them. This man is just unstoppable
Yeah.
on top of his game. And then when he gets the running game going, then Ryan Tannehill going into that play action pass and making that big throw. So, um, I have the Colts winning this game just because I think they're more desperate. I think defensively they're better. I think
Right.
Jonathan Taylor, the running back for the Colts, I think he's really, really, really good, underrated at that. And I think
Yes.
Carson Wentz is not making as much mistakes. And I think the quarterback who makes the least mistake in this game will go ahead and win this game. So,
A- And and
um,
uh, and one final point. The Colts have a good pass rush too. I don't
they
think
do.
the,
Yeah,
the Titan
I
is
think.
gonna get to Carson Wentz, so he'll be more comfortable than Tannehill.
I get
I agree.
Once I get sacked at least 3 times.
No, you mean
Okay,
Tannehill get
Guru.
sacked at least 5 times.
Okay, Guru. Okay, Guru. We hear you.
All right. So another game, another game I want to look at, right? Another game I want to look at is the Chargers against the Patriots, right? And the Chargers are coming off a bye. I don't know how this coach is off a bye, but they're coming off a bye. I think Justin Herbert will have some sour grapes in his mouth because the last time he played against the Patriots, he got shut out, didn't score a point, you know. So the Chargers are actually favored. The game is at the Chargers. The Chargers are favored by 4.5. Dwayne, do you see the
Yeah.
Chargers winning this game, or do you think Matt Jones is really playing some good football right now, managing the clock like Tom Brady did early in his career?
All right. Let me tell you, in most of the games this season, the better quarterback has won. In most of the games this season, I will never put Matt Jones ahead of Justin Herbert. So I'm going for that reason and that reason only. I'm going to pick the Chargers, but I wouldn't take that. I'm not taking that 4.5. So I would say 27-24 because I think the Patriots normally starts out slow, but when it comes down to November and December, that's when they normally play their best football. So I'm not gonna touch that spread. So I'm not gonna pick the Chargers to cover, but I'm gonna pick them to win 27-24.
All right. Are you in agreement with Dwayne Devin?
Oh yeah, because this is one of the games I've been reading up on to say in terms of the spread um for the last like 5 games Chargers haven't covered this the spread on the Patriots. And the last game was like the Patriots was a shutout, like you mentioned. I think it was 45 to 45 zip.
It was actually 43 zip.
Right, right, something like that. And it they're much improved this year. Ebert is definitely better this year. So I'm going for a close score line, like I like doing score line, but I think it's only a 24-20. I think the spread is like 5.5. So
Four
I
and a
don't
half.
how much?
4.5.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna beat them by that. So I'm going to the Patriots gonna keep it close. So but I have Chargers winning the game, like a 24-20.
All right. And Big Bill Belichick is always super good against rookie quarterbacks, against young quarterbacks. But I believe one thing that worked against the Chargers last season, was due to the fact that they didn't have an offensive line. They do indeed have a better offensive line right now. Um,
And the
oh, Josh
Patriots has
Iban saying New England Patriots beating that team. Well, Josh,
well,
we'll definitely see. We'll
Based on
definitely see.
the comments, he's a Patriot. The person's a Patriots fan. All he's talking about.
Patriots don't have the defense that they had last year neither.
They
I mean
definitely don't. They definitely do not. So I don't know. I don't know how him see them winning this game, but he probably has some
don't watch
information.
that Jets games. They always beat up the Jets. I don't know why. No matter what happened, they always have it for the Jets.
All right. So another game I want to look on now is the Carolina Panthers versus Atlanta Falcons, right? And the Falcons, the Falcons are on. I made the analogy yesterday when I was talking about on the EPL show when I was saying that, you know, when you see two couples together and the girl is saying, "Oh, I love this guy so much," like certain things just don't look right, right? And when I look at the Falcons, they just don't look right to me. They don't look like they're a team that can make the playoffs. They don't look like they're a great team. I know Matt Ryan been around and Kyle Pitts is a real deal, but when I look at Atlanta, they don't scare. With that being said, they're going up against a Carolina team that you know, confused. They bench Sam Darnold, and then they bring in this guy PJ Washington, who wasn't even better than me. And they said that they're going back with Sam Darnold for this to start this week. The spread is 3. They have Atlanta winning by 3. Devin, do you
Oh
see
Lord.
Atlanta covering, or do you see the Panthers who they activate Stephon Gilmore so he will play his first game? Do you see the Panthers winning this game?
Brother, I've seen enough of Sam Darnold from his Jets time to know that cannot trust Sam Darnold. Cannot trust Sam Darnold. Like when he started out good, and they were 3-0, and after they didn't play anybody much, right? They played the top team, and people said, "Oh, it was a change of situation, change of setting he wanted because he was in Jets and now he's in Panthers." I said, watch him. Just like in that New England game when he was seeing ghosts, it's like he's seeing ghosts right now still. It's like he's still seeing ghosts. He's making some
Yep.
stupid mistake. Like some of the times when he's trying to force the play when just throw the ball outside. Just throw the ball outside. He's making like some simple rookie mistake. Don't try and force the play when it's not there. Just throw the ball outside and try to get a better play, for the next snap. So I can't go with him. I can't go with him. And as much as Matt Ryan is old and not playing good, he hasn't been playing so bad. And I'm going with them. I'm going with Falcons to win and Falcons to cover. Especially watching them last game. The last time in that game, they were awful. The Panthers, it's like they can't move the ball. They can't. They have nothing on offense. So I'm
Yep.
going with Falcons. I'm going with Falcons to win by like a score of a 31 to 17.
31-17.
I
All
think
right.
Falcons gonna win
And
big. I just think that they're gonna win big.
yeah, I'm with you on that, Devin, because boy, that Sam Darnold dude, I believe that, when he got out of the Jets and he has
Mhm.
Matt Rule coaching him now. I was like, man, Matt Rule is a great offensive mind, but sometimes when you're not good, you're just not good. And I think that's the case. I think that's the case with Sam Darnold. Um, but I think Calvin Ridley will play. I think everybody will play for the Falcons. So do you see
Yeah,
the Falcons winning this game and cover?
sure. What was my bet of the week last week?
Your bet was that the Giants would beat the Panthers.
Okay. And they beat them convincingly, right?
convincingly. Yes, sir.
So what that tell you what I think of the Panthers? I have
Yeah,
two
you think the
stats for you. I
But
have two stats for you. Hold
but
on,
but
Devin.
again, just to
Yeah.
interject, no, I take it. You always say that Atlanta always find a way to lose the game. You know, remember? you always,
Yeah, man, I always say that, but I two rocks team of players, so you have to pick one.
yeah, pick,
It's not that me love the Panthers. It's not that me no, it's
right,
not that
right,
me
right.
like the Falcons. But I have two stats for you. Sam
all right.
Darnold in the last 3 games, 7 turnover. The
Mm.
Panthers in the
Damn.
last 4 games, only 4 sacks. So they're not getting to the quarterback anymore.
And they're turning it
So,
over. Ooh.
and they're
Damn.
turning it over. So I'm
It li-
I'm picking the Falcons to win. Let me see. I'll say 26-20 Falcons.
All right. Like I believe if you can't beat Daniel Jones and an injury filled Giants team, like that really say a lot about everything, and it just seemed like you're just not ready.
Yeah.
I want to touch on the Philadelphia Eagles and the Detroit Lions because I was fooled by the Philadelphia Eagles thinking that they could have beaten the Raiders last week, and they got what, right? And
Hmm.
we see the Detroit Lions. Remember last week I asked you guys if they could cover the 16.5, and I think most of you say 16.5 is a big spread. They'll definitely cover it, and we saw the Detroit Lions being very innovative. Onside kick, fake punt, all that going for them, and they almost won the game. They were driving to win the game, and then Jared Goff just started being Jared Goff and turn over the ball. Jalen Ramsey picked him off. So, do you think that the Lions could get their first win, Devin?
Oh yeah, yeah. I've this like if in the competition pick, I think I have this as one of the upset game to go with Detroit. I don't know if it was because it's the old team that he was playing. Why you know Goff was so hyped up and playing. The Detroit, they were playing so good against the Rams last week. But I'm going with that effort again. I see them playing good, like they desperately want a win, and they were
Yeah.
playing. Even though matchups can be different, they were playing against a superior team to the Eagles in Rams last week, and they did well. So I'm going with that energy for them to get their first win this week against the Eagles, because the Eagles then like I have them to beat Raiders last week, and they got blown out. I had them to beat Raiders last week, or at least stay on the. I didn't expect the game to end that way. So I'm going with the Lions for the upset win this week. And the spread is just 4 for them to cover, even though it's on the road. And Lions hasn't win any game. But I'm going with a 27-24 for a Lions upset and their first win.
And their first win. All
Mhm.
right. So doing, I've seen, I said it last week that the coach, he called out Jared Goff and he's like, as a quarterback, like you have to play better. You have to play better. You have to command the offense. You have to be the leader, and then the team will follow. And he almost pulled out that win against his former team. I know you have the Lions to win,
Yeah.
but why?
Right. Because they have they have played just like the Jags before they got their first wing. They have been in most of the games. They have been very competitive, right? And to me, if I have to choose quarterback, I think Darren Goff is a better quarterback than Hurts,
Uh huh.
right? Hurts is better at eluding pressure and stuff like that, but as a pure packet passer, if Darren got have time, he will lit you up. So I think to me the Lions is more desperate, and Philly is like at a crossroad, and they don't really know what you're gonna get from their quarterback week in week out. So with that in mind, I pick the Lions because to me they deserve to win a game now, and I think this is a game that they're gonna win.
Okay. All right. The next one I want to touch on is the Tampa Bay Bucks, another division game the Tampa Bay Bucks and the New Orleans Saints. I was trying to wait until Gary come on, but you know
Hmm.
he's still on the
Him
road
ever late.
driving.
Him ever late.
Yeah, but the Tampa Bay Bucks and the New Orleans Saints, right? And the Tampa Bay Bucks are obviously favored by 4.5, but this is a division game, and the Saints defense is really, really, really good. The offense, not so much, but the defense is really good, and the Bucks defense is not as great as it was, in the Super Bowl. So Dwayne, who do you see winning this game?
I can't go against Tom Brady. Jameis Winston versus Brady. I have to go with Brady.
All
And
right, you have a
the main reason is they have been shackling Winston. He's not allowed to throw the ball deep down the field. And that dink and dong offense that I see the Saints played last week, that won't work against Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which is a well-oiled unit. And when they get in the red zone, they don't settle for field goal. They score touchdowns. So I'm
yes,
going with
sir.
Tampa Bay 27-20.
27-20. Do you
Yes.
agree with him, Devin?
Yeah, and just as you said, most of the games, and like all the analysts always say it, and once you have the better quarterback always, like you could say 8 out of 10 or probably 9 out of 10 times, the better quarterback will win, and especially when the team is good too. So you're gonna go with a better quarterback. But another thing that I like with this game, what I'm looking for is one of my favorite player with Buccaneers, Mike Evans, and he's going up against the guy named Latimore, right? So I watch him in past games. Latimore has always like have a better game when they go up against Mike Evans, but I think Mike Evans is gonna show his true worth and his true quality this week, and I think he's gonna do good, especially when he come up against that Latimore guy. Cause Latimore always like seem to get better of him, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Evans gonna look to dominate and have a good game too. So even though it's based on what he's getting, so Tom Brady gonna find him and then they're gonna do good. 27-20 for me.
27-20. All right, next game we're going to touch on is the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Giants, right? And I think the spread is 10. Yeah, the spread is 10, and the
What?
Giants coming off a big win, you could say, against the Panthers, because the Panthers were favored, and the Chiefs coming off a big loss, and Patrick Mahomes is tied for the most interceptions in the league. He is tied with Zach Wilson. That is just awful, right? But you know,
Unbelievable.
unbelievable as well. But you
Yeah.
know, if we're looking at the Chiefs, no matter how bad they play, that offense is so explosive, like they can put up 50 in no time. And who better to do it against a Giants team who is full of injuries? They have no Saquon Barkley. They're still missing their top wide receivers. Devin, do you think that the Chiefs can cover this?
Ah, I know they will win, but in terms of coverage, no, I'm not gonna go with the coverage. I'm not gonna go with the coverage. I don't. I lost all my confidence in the Chiefs. They're gonna win by probably a touchdown. Like I think it will be a 31-24 game. Mahomes, like he said the other day, he has to play better. But it's all about the talk. 2 straight weeks, I hear him saying that like, he has to play better. We have to see him play better. I know the talk is like they can't stop anybody, but as a quarterback, to big time quarterback with all that money, you have to play better. You have to be playing better. But I'm going for them to win the game, but not to cover, like a 31-24, like I said. Because Giants gonna get some points against them.
Okay, all right. And welcome, Gary. How you doing, boss?
Night, night, night. Doing well, doing well.
Doing well. All right, let me just throw you in the fire right away. I know you're one of them who want the Chiefs to lose every single game. You know, you have no problem with them losing every single game. But you'll still pick them in a way. You'll still want them to lose every single game. With that,
Yeah.
do you see the Chiefs beating the Giants and covering the 10-point spread?
um, well, Giants are really a bad team. Well, Really bad team right now. Don't know. Daniel Jones turns the ball over a lot. He's not the quarterback they really anticipated. I think I saw some statistics some time ago with him in the last 6 or 7 years. I think he was either top 2 or 3 or the leading quarterback in terms of turning the ball over. Um, so I know Saquon Barkley is nicked up. I'm not sure if he will be back Sunday, but I know he had an ankle injury.
No, he won't be.
Just came back from.
Gary, he
I'm not
won't
No, they
play.
playing.
won't be playing.
He won't be playing. Okay, I wasn't sure what was his status for that game because I know he was in the week questionable. So with that being said, I know the running game is kind of iffy with the Giants. I think the Chiefs really need a game like this against a team that is bad, that is missing one of their top offensive weapons. So I'm not sure about the spread. Anybody can score on this Chiefs defense. So I think some points will be put up against the defense. But I really, as bad as the Chiefs are playing right now, I really think they will beat the Giants. But covering the spread, I can't put my mouth on that to say, it's a guarantee that they will cover the spread. But I feel this is a game that the Chiefs really need because the team, as bad as the Chiefs are playing, I don't think the Giants are offensively capable to match them.
Mhm.
And then the Giants defense, don't think is up to par either. So I'm looking at the Chiefs to scrape out a victory. I would say probably by about 7, 8 points, but I'm not sure about the spread though.
All right. All right. Dwayne, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. I
All
was
right.
getting a
So
call, but I
Dwayne,
cut it off. Yeah.
all right. So who do you have this game doing?
Well, I'm picking the Chiefs to win, of course, but I am afraid of the spread. So the spread is kind of, with the inconsistent. Uh, the Chiefs should blow away the Giants, but based on what we have seen this season and the inconsistency of the Chief and them continuing to turn the ball over, it's hard for me to go with the spread. So I'll give them like a touchdown win. I'll say they will win 28-21.
28, 21. All right. All right. Gary, we already spoke about the Saints game, but I know the Saints is your team. So I don't know if you
Yeah,
have,
yeah, man.
don't know if there's anything you want to say on that game or you just
And the
consider.
game, the Seattle game,
No, the Saints game.
the,
The
oh, the,
Saints.
the, the, the game on coming up against the Bucks on
Yeah.
Sunday afternoon.
So I gear in a Pittsburgh shirt, man, and the man is a.
No,
Man, it's a
it's not
Wagonist, man.
it's not an NFL. It's not an NFL
I know
shirt.
that NFL shirt still. I know that
A
NFL shirt
Pittsburgh one
still.
that.
You know,
Pittsburgh
I
one
got
that.
this.
Bad
I got
blood.
this shirt from
It's like a tiger. I don't know what
yeah
kind of.
Tigers, and I got this shirt from a friend.
Is that is
Came
that a
overseas and
college
shirt.
team?
I think so. I'm not sure. It doesn't.
Yeah.
I think it's the Panthers. I think it's a college team, but I got it from a friend. She's a Pittsburgh native. Just took it from me. I wouldn't be wearing a Pittsburgh Steelers jersey though. Serious.
If it was Steelers, you would wear it. You,
No, I wouldn't. I
you would
wouldn't. I
wear it, or you
wouldn't.
would
I
make
would
a
keep
fit.
it. I would keep it as a souvenir in my wardrobe, but I wouldn't put it
All right,
No,
all right, all right.
on. Yeah,
no,
man.
man. Me not keep no team where me not support. I give
Well,
that back, brother.
Gary, we have
Can't be a
Radshare saying
hypocrite.
you're a known wagonist. Is that true?
who? I'm
Radshare that you're a known wagonist.
no. Anybody knows me. Come on, gentle people. You know that I know. I
A
support my
Saints.
team and
You're
I
a
cuss them
Saints
out.
man. A
I cuss
true
them
man.
out
A
when
true
I
man. He's
cuss
a
them out.
Saints man.
Yeah, man. I cuss them out
Yeah,
when they
you're. Yeah, man.
when they
James,
perform
I
poorly.
used to trouble this man and I tell him same team was the paperback team.
Yeah, man. But Drew Brees came and
He used
changed
to wear
and
the
changed
brown
that.
paperback.
Yeah, man. I remember the Aints. The Aints.
The
Yeah,
But the game on Sunday,
yeah.
against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. To be honest, in my spirit, right, I want my team to win, but I am not encouraged with the offense. And anybody knows my stance. You guys can see the thread on the NFL tipsters post when the games are playing. I'm really not confident in Jameis Winston as the future quarterback for the team. Um, Under the system that Sean Payton plays, he doesn't want to opening him up to throw the ball down the field because we know about Jameis Winston's history about turning the ball over a lot from Tampa Bay days. Um, he can push the ball down the field. He can make some big, expansive plays, but he's known to turn the ball over a lot. The famous 30 for 30 season. So under the system that Sean Payton has instituted, he wants him to be a bit more meticulous and careful with the ball. So he doesn't trust him a lot to throw the ball downfield. And if you notice in the statistics, I think the Saints are way down the bottom in terms of passing offense. Jameis Winston, I think, averages about just under 200 yards passing per game. They're about 28 or 29 in the league passing. And Drew Brees, over the years, they were top 2, top 3, top 5 consistently. So the offense is kind of sputtering. If you remember the game on Monday night against the Seattle Seahawks against Geno Smith, the defense is what kept that team in the game. I saw a lot of dink and dunk passes, a lot of screen plays out of the backfield. Kamara accounted for, I think they said 30 of the 66 offensive touches. They're calling that about close to 50% of the offensive plays. And he ended up with something like 128 receiving yards. They really don't have, outside of Kamara, it's Kamara and Bus, especially in the last game. Not sure when Michael Thomas will be coming back. So the defense, come again?
That man don't look like him up here this season at all.
Well, it's really if and I know that he has some lingering injuries and there are some issues with him, and the team. Not sure if that has been settled. But the offense, I'm really not confident. This team has taken over the defense has taken over the structure of this team. What the team was known for over the years, it's more a defensive team now because they are top 5 in rushing thing. They are second in stopping the run. Overall defense, they are about top 15. Scoring defense, I think they are second with about 18 points per game. So Demario Davis and Cam Jordan and those guys, Janoris Jenkins, they have been really, taking the team over as a defensive, leaders in the locker room and kind of putting the team on their back in terms of pushing the team and propelling the team to victory. So looking at the game Sunday, it will be in New Orleans. You know that crowd can get raucous. If they apply pressure to Tom Brady very early, force some early 3-and-outs, get some turnovers, dominate the clock. I know they got Mark Ingram back. Not sure if he will be playing, but I don't think he's that player that we let go 3 years ago.
No,
But
he's
he will
out. He's
complement.
not playing.
He's not playing. Okay, but I think what we can do is try and dominate the clock, the time of possession. But I'm hoping for the best. I would be glad for a victory, but I don't really predict a victory for them Sunday. They have to really play. The defense have to play out of their minds, and the offense has to really take over the running game and dominate time of possession. They can't pass their way to that victory or outscore the Bucs. It won't. Defense has to win this game.
Okay. All right. So the final game we're going to look on before we make our best 5 picks is the San Francisco 49ers versus the Chicago Bears, right? And we have San Francisco. I know Dwayne, like talking about the team with noise and all of that that's going on, and there's a lot of noise in San Francisco right now because they're saying that Jimmy Garoppolo is not the part, but they're also saying that Trey Lance is not ready, and no one knows. I watched Jimmy Garoppolo the other day, and that man couldn't against the Colts. That man couldn't throw a ball, and I get that the weather was affecting the accuracy and stuff. But I saw Carson Wentz throwing that ball all the way downfield 40, 50 yards. And Jimmy Garoppolo, it just seemed like his confidence is just not there right now. Right now, but the 49ers are favored to win by 4. Obviously, you know that the Chicago Bears coach is out due to COVID, and Justin Fields is the most sacked quarterback in the league, and he missed the first 2 weeks. So, that should tell you how it's going for him, right? And there's no Khalil Mack on the Bears defense, and you know that um, name Bosa from 49ers, you know that man will be coming for Justin Fields like crazy. So with that being said, Devin, who do you see winning this game?
Jimmy G.
Yeah, Joey Bosa. Joey Bosa.
So the talk last week was about, Kyle Shanahan, like after bye week, he always does well. Didn't prove that, he went against that start last week. But I'm still ready with the 49ers in this game because I think, Fields, he's just feeling his way around, and, he'll be on his back for at least, 3 to 4 times. So it's going to be a low scoring affair. I think it will be a 2017 game for the 49ers.
2017. All right. So you're not picking them to cover the 4-point spread.
No, I'm not. No.
All right. Dwayne, do you agree?
Yeah, I have the same scoreline too.
What?
You have the
I'm
same
picking the
2017
I'm
scoreline?
going with yes, and I'm going with the 49ers. So if they can't win this time, I'm not gonna pick them for the rest of the season
Yeah.
because they have let me down so many occasions.
Yeah.
Because they are a good team on paper, but they just cannot get the quarterback play right. But to
True.
me, I can't pick Justin Fields and that dumpster fire in Chicago, which which I would call an offensive line. To me, they are the worst in the league, and that is why I didn't want Justin Fields to play this season because they could get that dude killed. They're that bad,
Yep. All
and
right.
he's not ready. He's not ready. He's not refined like some of the other guys.
Yeah. I remember I remember when Andy Dalton was playing, even though he got hurt. I remember when Andy Dalton was playing, and they were like, "Oh, free Justin Fields, let Justin Fields play. Justin Fields is the answer." But what I keep on saying is that these rookie quarterbacks, they have to be in the right situation in order to thrive. I believe if Lamar Jackson,
Yeah,
when he was a rookie, if he went to another team, I think he would have probably been a backup quarterback right now. If he didn't go to Jim Harbaugh and he went to
right,
somebody else, like one of them coach, a Matt Nagy
right.
in a Chicago, I don't think Lamar Jackson will be the same quarterback. So Gary, with that being said, who do you have in this game?
The Niners and the Bears. As much as I don't trust in Jimmy,
I
they
know
call
he
him
hate
a
the
porn star,
49ers.
Jimmy G. Um, I'd have to go with the Niners. And Dwayne said it perfectly. He took everything that I was going to say. That offensive line in Chicago, it is a mess. It is atrocious, and I believe it's worse in the league. Um, I watched the game, the last game on Sunday. He was basically running for his life. He was all over the place. He looked ruffled, scrambling. And these rookie quarterbacks coming into teams with poor offensive line, they're gonna struggle. They're gonna struggle because they need time in the pocket. Especially mobile quarterbacks a lot. They tend to try and create things that are not there. So I don't see them winning this game, to be honest. As bad as the 49ers are playing, um, I see this game going to the 49ers. I don't think the Bears can overcome in this game. So I'm picking the Niners. I don't know what the spread is, but I think they
It's
they
a
they can win
4 point
four
spread.
4 point spread. Well, they should cover that. I think they should cover that easy because I don't think the Bears have any offense going either. Their offense is really not there. Defensively, they kind of started out well, but the teetered off, and Khalil Mack, I don't think he's playing.
No, he's
So
out.
I don't expect them to really put up any resistance. So the Niners should win and they should cover the spread. If it is 4, they should cover the spread easily.
Okay.
That's
All
my
right.
prediction.
So now is that time. Now is that time. And I believe we owe the people. We owe the people because, we gave them some picks last week and, we tell people, Devin tell people for bet them
My
house.
picks, my picks. Barrington, remember my picks in I went 5-0,
Yeah,
Yeah, you
because
did. You,
I
easy
don't
for
know
you.
about the spread though.
Right.
I don't. I'm not sure if I covered. But I know I
yeah, man,
went
you
5-0.
cover all of them, man.
You
No,
went
it's not
5-0, Devin.
easy.
This is what you say cover for, Ken. You went for straight
You, you
to say
sure,
cover
Devin?
fix. Yeah?
I think no man, Barrington old. I think he held me to the spread.
Yeah, because remember,
I'm trying to
remember,
remember. Was it that?
remember, Devin, him say you can give him spread or straight
Oh
anything. Him
yeah.
not care.
Anything.
Okay, yes.
All right. So, all right, let me go ahead and start off with my 5, and then we can continue. All right, so these are my 5 picks.
Hold on, let me get my pen and paper. Let me get my pen and paper this week. Cause me well want your money.
Hey, hey,
See, me
write down
come,
them
me,
for
me,
me,
co-
the David.
me come, me come.
Hold on, man. Everyone I get pen and paper, so I have to get my pen and paper to man.
All right.
Yeah,
So
me make
my
sure I have my
first
pen and
pick.
paper this week.
All right, I like how Raj.
Go ahead, Kev's ready.
Shamika, may I tell you right now, the money away I go win can I serve you till next Christmas and Christmas after next. The way all them picks you sure, trust me. All right. So let
Yeah,
me see.
yeah.
So my
You sound like
first
a
pick.
fifth farmer where I fool up the first farmer them high school.
Yeah. First of all, I'm
Go
not make the
ahead.
easy, simple picks like some people who afraid to bet. Some people who say, I'm going conservative this week. I'm
Mm.
one of the people that want to win. All right.
Mm.
So my first pick,
But
I will
me
pick
give
the
them the soup bet and them if them not make a money I fight. Remember I gave them the soup bet. I gave them the
yeah,
best bet.
I remember. All right.
Okay.
So my first pick will be the
Okay.
San Francisco 49ers to win with the spread. So the spread is 4, so they're going to win with the spread. That's my first pick.
So they're gonna cover.
My my second pick will be the Atlanta Falcons to win with the spread. Now I go for the easy team. Me do my research. I'm ready for this. My third pick will be the Kansas City Chiefs with the spread. All right, with the spread. So the spread is 10 for them. All right, so that's 3. All right, and I'm going to go deeper now. I am going with no. Me now pick Pittsburgh. Nope. Mm-mm. I am going with I'm going with the Denver Broncos. I'm going with the Denver Broncos straight up to beat the Washington football team. Straight up. So that's 4, right? And my final pick
Mhm.
is I'm trying to look. All right. I'm going out. No. Shamika done page me already, so I can't go paneling. All right, Shamika. So this one is for you. My final pick is I am going with the Indianapolis Colts to beat the Tennessee Titans. Straight up.
That sound like a little branch you got one man, not even a limb.
All right, Devin,
Brave,
let me hear you.
All
brave.
right. So
Yes.
I was gonna go conservative, and then you throw some words at me. So I'm going with I'm gonna go with you know the coverage. All right, Tampa to cover. Tampa to cover.
Okay.
All right, win with the spread. Falcons to win with the spread. All right, I'm taking Patriots with the points. Taking Patriots with the points. I think they have 5.5 or 4.5. I'm taking them. I like them with the points. All right.
Okay.
This is my other bet where I love to. I think Titans gonna win this game straight out, so I'm taking Titans with the points. I think they have 3 points. Titans with the points.
Okay.
All right. And then now the other easy game, I'm just dropping an easy game, is Chiefs to win straight up. That's like $1.25. So if I calculate all of this, this is like $7.45. These picks if you buy them. $7.45. Going to $8.
All right. And see, Raj is saying that Dwayne loves to go with the butter pan catch picks them. I agree with you, Raj.
Thank you, Raj.
Shamika, I'm going to let you know if on my picks, if you put $100 on my pick, Shamika, you win $1,500 easy cheesy. All right, $1,500 with $100. You can't go wrong with that. Gary, give me your 5.
All right, my 5. As I say, you can choose whoever you want to do with it, you know. But man, you know, 5 sure. 5 sure. Right? So, looking at the LA Rams over the Texans, Bengals over the Jets, the Bills over the Dolphins, Eagles over the Lions, and the Falcons over the Panthers.
Let me tell you from now, the Eagles pick the dead. The Eagles pick the dead like what?
No, I know the Lions are playing very, very, very hard, but
what was his last?
Gary, run the picks again, Gary, run them
again.
You want to
run the picks again?
Yeah, man.
All right, so we're going with the Rams, LA Rams, Cincinnati Bengals,
Bengals,
Buffalo Bills, Philadelphia Eagles, and the Atlanta Falcons. And the Falcons. Yeah, man, I know Barrington kind of have a little grows with that Eagles pick there, but it will come true, man. I don't think, boy, the Lions now will win the game for now. They might just go 116 again. Trust me.
All right. Let me catch man time now.
Louis, let's go.
All right, this is seasonal pressure, me. All right, seasonal pressure, me. All right. I gotta go now. On this now. All right. I gotta go now the Colts. Right? Straight up. To beat the Titans. Right?
Straight up. All right.
I gotta go now.
That's big money.
I gotta go now Seattle to cover against the Jags.
Seattle to cover.
All right? I gotta go now LA. I gotta go now LA Chargers to cover against the Patriots.
Okay.
How much me got now?
3.
That's a 3.
Big money them here.
3, right?
That's what I'm talking about.
All right.
3.
All right. I gotta go now Kansas City. Straight up against the Giants. I'm afraid of that 10 points, they're bad.
All right.
And me look for a sweetener, you know. I look for a sweetener, right? A very sweet one. Me not even going on an easy one.
Iced in on
I'm
the
going a sweet one.
All right.
Yeah.
While you look for it, it must be noted that.
No. Me are going to Minnesota to beat. Me did pick the Cowboys in about me not think that I got pay.
What?
Me I pick the Queens, the Vi Queens. Upset the Cowgirls.
Well, Vikings are actually favored in the game.
Straight up.
Oh, okay.
Vikings are favored because they expect Dak not to play.
I go with the Vikings straight up.
All right.
Based on what me hear, that now go play. So me I go with the
Vikings.
That's
a good
at home.
All right. So Raj,
me change up everything.
Yes, man. That's how we talk.
Change up everything this week, so no over me.
Yeah.
So Raj, Dwayne picks are Colts, Seattle to cover, Chargers to cover, Kansas City and Minnesota Vikings, right? And
straight up win.
We see that Devin pick Patriots to cover and Dwayne pick LA to cover. So somebody will be in a lot of debt, by the end of the night. Devin, can you remind me of my picks, please? I forgot.
Of course, 49ers to cover, Falcons to cover, Chiefs to cover, right? And Denver to win straight up and Colts to win straight up.
No, Raj, we don't have no
All right,
Raj, we don't
hold
have no
on. I'm gonna run
Patriots
over
in my
about my
thing,
pick
brother.
again. Run
No, it
over
never
about my
Patriots,
pick
right?
again.
Huh?
Me have Patriot. Me not have Patriot in
No,
my
right.
thing.
You
No,
have
me
Run
I
over
tell
about
Raj
my
to me
picks,
have it.
please.
Dwayne have Seattle to cover and Chargers to cover the spread. Chargers to cover the spread, Seattle to cover the spread. And these are straight up
Yeah.
win. Colts to win, big call that because the spread is close. Colts to win, Chiefs to win, and Vikings to win.
All right, yeah. Me confirm those. So
Right?
no say me go conservative this week.
No, can't say go
Me
conservative.
can't say me go conservative.
Yeah,
Cause
yeah.
me not pick the
All right,
Bills. I'm gonna pick the Rams. I'm gonna pick Cincinnati, and those are all sugar.
Bat up.
Them they can't lose. I'm gonna
Yeah,
pick
yeah.
them.
Bat up.
all right, gentlemen. All right, we're going to go around the room. 30 seconds, not 1 minute this time. Just 30 seconds. Just talk about anything, really quickly. Gary, go ahead.
I put him on the spot. All right. All right. What I want to say, I'm looking for a good run of games this Sunday. I'm hoping against all hope for my team, the Saints, to put that L on the box. I know it is gonna be a difficult challenge, but as I said, they're in the Superdome, the crowd and the noise atmosphere will be crazy. I hope we can put pressure on Tom Brady early, create a few sacks, some turnovers, dominate the ball. So I'll be watching that game with bated breath on Sunday afternoon on Fox. So I hope we can get the win.
All right, Devin, go ahead.
So I'm gonna stick with football still. So I'm just looking at the NFC and that Tampa game. It's even if the Saints lose, looking at a lot of bad teams like the NFC East, losing record except Dallas. When you look at the NFC North, Green Bay only winning team with a winning record. So for New Orleans, they might just can sneak in, with a wild card game for the playoffs. So it's good even if they try the best to win the game, and other games coming up, James Winston, you still have a chance to make it to the playoffs. So I was looking at it
That's true.
for the Saints.
Mhm.
A lot of bad teams there with losing records. So even if they don't, definitely not gonna win the division. So they
And they
can
added an extra team from last season to the playoff mix, so it's kind of
yeah,
easy and for teams to make it. So
yeah. So
All right.
I'm rooting for the black quarterback, Jameson to come up.
All right, Dwayne, you have anything?
I
Yeah,
can't.
man. Me always have something, man. Me like well, me go talk about the NFL thing now. Me like how the thing growing and people participating, and me glad for have Gary in the thing, because
Mm-hmm.
him a long time man. Him
Yeah.
understand the game, but sometimes him kinda I don't when I
say
say I
it,
know
man.
him.
Say it. They say mush.
That's just emotional, man.
him
Sometimes
him
that go
super
on,
him super emotional, especially when it come to his team.
I'm
Well, me
miserable.
not have no. No man, that goes without saying. But a good youth otherwise,
Good, man.
Me
Yeah, man.
like me always try to make. Cause right now, me stop earlier than me would have stopped, because me think I have a good thing going and me like to participate. You understand? Me try to make myself available. Next
For
week
real,
it's
man.
gonna be very tricky. It's gonna be sticky because I will be traveling. So hopefully I'll get home in time so I can be a part of the show. But me let you know in time.
All right, for sure.
Uh,
And definitely want to make it know say, I appreciate everybody on the show. I appreciate, everybody in the comment section. I'll do on the beat when we're making to lose money and thing. But, you know, definitely appreciate the producer, appreciate Levon, everybody who really and truly made this possible, as I say, NFL, is a wonderful sport. A lot of persons don't really know about it. So we're trying to bring that awareness to it. With that being said, really quickly, my Lakers are coming on good. Carmelo Anthony balling out. Doing his thing, looking happy playing basketball again. So, season early, Lakers 3-3 right now, finding our footing. We just need to get Westbrook under control, cause
Yeah.
that man out of control right
You take it out of my mouth.
now. Yeah, we need
Now,
to get him under control.
Right. Get him under control.
But
That's a nice
you
player.
have cheat mode in a
Playing
game,
very
but
hard.
so hold on.
Very
How much
hard. You have to
Lakers
pray
fan
for
there
that.
here? Devin, you are Lakers fan too?
For life.
So I cheer with there.
Be a
Here,
Lakers
where
man
you
there,
think
man. Say
Here, where you think
he's a Jordan man from back in the day. My team not good, I know. A long time, my team not good.
You're
But
outdated.
Chicago, my
You're
thing there.
outdated, man.
What you talk about?
Okay.
You talk about your team not good.
Them the
Because
poor.
No.
man.
What I'm saying, no, currently, the team is on the cusp of getting, better. For the last a game the other night, the Knicks. They're coming up. Talking about the past. No. We're a playoff team this year. I think we can finish in the top 5.
Are one of the most upgraded squad that.
Yeah, man. No, currently the team has improved.
One might finish
Team
about
has
6
improved.
and make it and drop out in the first round of the playoff. That would
Well,
be
the
a
team
great
has been revamped. So I hope we can cause some noise in the playoffs. The DeRozan is playing well. We have Vucevic and Lavine. Some defensive structure
And
to the team.
Yo,
The team looks
yeah,
good.
we're going. Oh, my
And
friend,
Alex Caruso, the next Michael Jordan. I see them having on this some memes going around.
You have the ball, brother.
Come
yeah,
again.
we're
All
going,
right, Kim. All right, Kim. Yeah, wrap up. All right, we know.
no
Yeah,
man.
all
What
right.
me there say to say, we have a basketball show as well. We really are try find out the time and work with everybody. Cause we have a little basketball show. Cause we want to bring some awareness to that. Jamaicans love the football and thing, but we want
Yeah,
to put in the
Them
basketball.
more knowledgeable. You will get more people in the basketball discussion.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Because they're more knowledgeable.
That's true.
Yeah, for real.
That's
They're
true.
more knowledgeable.
Demo here saying that Ja is the hottest thing in the NBA right now. Shout him out.
Ja Morant.
I don't know who hot. I don't know who hot to you, Demo, but him not hot to me. Him not hot to me.
Kems, oh God, man. Kems, the bother with that sound like a little case of bad mind. Something not.
The man hot.
Kems, oh God, man. The bother with that, man.
But hold on,
love
Kems.
talk about when you want. Man hot, man.
And he not rate the player too much. He not give no props.
Yeah, Devin, you know it, dog. Devin know the thing, man. Devin know the thing, dog.
From the playoff, the man proves him a big player from the playoffs last year. You can't
Devin know the thing, dog. Yeah, they know the thing, dog, Devin.
And
he knows the Demo rate, China. So you know, say anything.
Yeah, that's a true. Boy, Demo up on the page with Ja every time something go on, man. He might play good. He might play well.
All right, hear me now. Michelle I say we need to pull off a comeback like Man U with these picks. So I will, Michelle, the man them big up on yourself. Respect. We talk next week Saturday.
All right.
That's bedtime.
Let's go.
All right.
Cool.